Welcome back. We are having another match today. It's been a week or so since I've actually done this battle, so forgive me for being either vague or I don't know what's going on. But it's a pretty quick battle. 1,700 points, and this is for a league. We're starting to get up into higher points, so I figured I'd do one against a better player. My buddy's name is Jake. He's playing his Dark Elves. And when we set up, we roll for pitch battle. So basically, we're just going to punch each other in the face. So starting from his far left, we've got that's just a sorcerer. She's level 2 with an extra spell. He's got 16 crossbowmen, 4 Hydra, 5 Cold One Knights, there's a Cold One Chariot behind them. And he proxied all this, but he's actually playing Crone Hellborn against me. So your metal model in the very middle is Crone. The white-based Dark Elf Warrior is actually a Witch Hag or something like that. It's a Battle Center Bear. So he's got 2 characters in that unit. So 3 characters total. Not very much magic. And when he rolled for his spells, he got like 1, 2, and 3. So it was like 2 magic missiles and something else. So whatever. Oh, and he also had Power of Darkness, which comes up a lot too. So on my side, I brought Unit 6 Fargeist to Terrorgeist. And 40-man bunker of skeletons. They have hand weapon shield because I want them to survive. That's usually how I run them anyways. I ran on Spirit Host because I had points left over after I wrote my list. 60 zombies. Not a big deal. Oh, but terrain-wise, we rolled like 2 obstacles and a river, a settlement of, or encampment of destruction or something like that. So I put the river right down the middle. He got to place the bridges, and then I just started setting up obstacles and buildings because I knew he had cavalry models when he came to the field. So I just started like picking on that fact. So as you can see here, it's kind of a big bridge, but we wanted to make sure if we wanted to, a horde could get through. He started setting up first, and I think he goes first. Yes, he does. So that's what that looks like. Here's my Battle Center Bear. It's converted from an Empire kit. And that flag is so huge. My models look kind of crunched up there. Anyways, so from the left here, that's the Battle Center Bear. He just had a hand weapon shield. He had Beguile and Aura of Dark Majesty. So -1, he's got the Flaming Banner. It was just 10 points. I decided, hell, why not? That's a Vampire Lord. That's simply the Shigori King from the Terrorgeist. Actually, if you look there, you see the Terrorgeist in the top left-hand corner. I just popped him off because I have 3 Terrorgeists on my shelf that I play with. So I didn't want to put on one. I just put him on rocks, and hey, look at there. You got one on foot. Spirit Host. Woohoo! On the far right. And that's a Vampire Lord model in the unit, but I just played it as a Necromancer because I have no idea where my Necromancer went that day. So 60 zombies. It's a level 2 Necromancer. I gave it the Cursed Book. No, I didn't. I gave him a Dispel Scroll. Someone else has got no one else has the Cursed Book. I didn't bring that. Okay. So level 2 Necromancer, he has Invocation and no, he has Van Hells and Hellish Vigor. That's what he has. I used Invocation on both of my vampires. Okay, now we're straight. So this is what it looks up from the top, from the far left. And I just dropped that Spirit Host first, just to throw things off. So he goes first, and he moves up accordingly. That's 40 Witch Elves with 2 characters in Hellcrone. Yeah. Crone Hellborn in there. So, and he's bringing that War Hydra in. I'm not too happy about that. So on the first magic phase, he just casts Power of Darkness, and I dispel it. So I did not control the rest of the magic phase, so nothing else significantly happens. And this is me moving up. So he clips one zombie, shoots, and from here I just move with the Spirit Host to see what the river is. It's a river of light, and the first spell that goes off on them is like the light of battle or something like that. So nothing happens. But now we know it's a river of light. So good thing I sent an ethereal character in there first. So that's that. Another view. This is me moving my Vargeist to the very, very far right off the hill. I just did a little jump there. And this game's about to go down pretty quickly. He's moving his chariot there. That's a better picture. The last one was kind of blurry. Here we go. So on my turn, I reformed. As you can see, I reformed twice and then I moved over. So the first turn I reformed into Horde and then I moved over here. So that's why they look different. I moved the Terrorgeist up. I wasn't too worried about the bridge anymore. I just kind of wanted to get this game over with. I cast a... What did I do? I cast a magic missile from... No? What did I do? He's got a... I think he... I'm not exactly sure why, but there's a die on that Hydra. I didn't cast a magic missile. I didn't have one, so who knows? Must have been important. It might have been that he got in the river and it did something to him. Yeah, that might have been it. I think he got Shim's Burning Gaze on him, so that kind of messed him up a little bit. That's what happened. So on his unit, on his turn, he just charges both units into there, and I'm fine with that. And then he tells me he's charging the third unit, so I let it go, and I don't care, because this game's about to get over pretty quickly, because he's got 40 Witch Elves. So here's what happens. It's a nice picture, at least, if anything. Nice little Hydra. So after combat, after all is said and done, this is what it looks like. Oh yeah, he shot my Spirit Host with a couple of magic missiles, so they went kapoof. Yeah, so I lost that many models after all the Witch Elves and everything else was done. But as you can see, the Hydra's gone. Now the setup on my Lord was pretty simple. I just gave him an extra hand weapon. Gave him Fear Incarnate with Red Fury and Quick Blood. And I gave him Armor of Destiny. So he's got a 4 board with a 5-up armor save. He's going first with 6 attacks. Yeah, I mean he's not like astronomically huge, but he hits pretty hard. And he gets to reroll to hit. And I used Hellish Vigor, so he got to reroll to wound as well. And with the Flaming Banner, I was able to take out the Hydra before it could ever do anything, which was pretty important. None of the cold ones got smacked around. He didn't designate any of his attacks to my Battle Standard Bearer. And I don't know if he either forgot about it, he didn't know, or he simply just wanted to kill as much models as possible. Anyways, this is after combat and after crumbling, so... There's another view. Oh, and now it's my turn. So I fly the Terrorgeist up here, and he wanted to take a picture of this because I thought it was pretty funny. But here I just fly the Terrorgeist up. I've got a little bit of movement. Excuse me. I was within 7 inches, so I can scream. And I flew I charged my Terrorgeist into my Vargeist into the back of his Witch Elves. Man, I'm so out of it today, I can't talk. There's another view. Oh yeah, his cold one chariot. He did the base in a bunch of green stuff, and then he made like a little track, or made it look like a road, and then he drew street like a street lane on it. So it was pretty funny, and props to him. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I thought his cold ones looked pretty cool too, because he alternated colors and all that great shit. But it goes kapoof here in the next phase. Here's the charge. Another view. Oh, and this is me screaming. In the magic phase, I get both Van Hells and Hellish Vigor off, which is really going to help. Now, here's the big question for the day, really. Jake had made the argument that since his eternal hatred rule refers to all models, it went against the idea that since I now charged him in the rear with his witch elves, who who can reroll to hit if they have hatred, which is kind of a big deal since they have 3 attacks apiece and they're frenzied and all this other crazy stuff. He wanted to know if he could reroll to hit. I told him no, because it was the second round of combat. But he said, well, once this unit joined, it's their first round of combat, and therefore they should be able to reroll to hit. I said, this is true, but you don't get to reroll since it's a multiple combat and you've already been in combat already. And he said, okay, I see your point there too, and the hatred rule doesn't state that. That it says it opposes all models. So if it's a new model that comes into base contact or a different army or anything like that, he should have hatred towards it. Well, I told him there wasn't a rule that says I couldn't get on top of Takul and shit on his models. So we basically just kind of rolled off for it. And, I won the roll, fortunately, because, I see his point of view. I think that my point of view is much more clear and it's written in the text, but it's still very vague, and I can see the argument going both ways, but I think that it was still ruled the right way. If you guys want to make a comment about that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I want some clarification. If someone can find the fine print on it, then I'd greatly appreciate that. Anyways, we ruled that it couldn't happen, so my Vargeist slapped the shit out of those witch elves. I killed before anybody else. I moved over and attacked his So Vampire Lord went first, so I moved all the way over and killed his Battle Standard Bearer. So that was an initiative order since I had Always Strike first. His Battle Standard Bearer died, so he didn't give Always Strike first to his entire Witch Elves. Crone was next. She attacked my Battle Standard Bearer, killed him. And then the Witch Elves went to town on the skeletons, but before that, the Vargeist went and killed like 15 of them. So then he attacked the crap out of the skeletons, and then the skeletons did actually pretty cool. They actually did like 2 wounds to the cold ones. So overall combat resolution, I won, and he wasn't steadfast anymore because I had brung some models back. So he lost combat and he ran off the board, and then we called it. And he rolled exactly what he needed to. Like he needed. It wasn't terrible by any means. He needed I think he needed a 6, something like that. So all in all, he ran off the board 10 inches. It was just kind of a bad roll on the run part, but who cares? It was a win on my part. But I do have one last thing before we shut this one down, and this is another game that I played just recently against my buddy Nick, and this thing is so awesome that I had to take a picture of it and just include it in some battle report. It's basically we're playing Storm of Magic, is 3,000 points, and he played a Chaos War Mammoth. So I was just kind of like, wow, man, that's an awesome model, and I'm going to put it on the internet for you. So what do you think about this model right here? Now, on paper, it looks really good. Against 40 ghouls and a white king, it's not too good. Because I think that just through poison alone, I killed him. And he never got to attack, which is silly because it's initiative 2 or something crazy like that. Oh yeah, and there's the Necromancer down there. He showed up for that game. Anyways, it was a good game. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.